We are live. I'm Jacqueline from Truth to Power. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Glad to have you here. For all my returning subscribers, excited to see you guys. I see some chats already coming in. Welcome. Let me know also where you guys are tuning in from. And I love seeing that in the chat. Today is May 5th. 2026, guys. Can you believe it's May 5th already? Yesterday, we had a wonderful 4th. I didn't get a chance to say May the 4th be with you for all of our Star Wars fans, but I'm a little bit of geek on that, so it was a fun day. I was sending memes around. But I want to welcome you guys to the channel. I've got a fun guest on. You've seen him here before. This is Seth from Morning Tea with Jesus, and we are going to have some fun discussions around LUNC and where we think things are headed. Going to share some dreams and insight with you guys. If you have any questions, please do feel free to populate it in the chat as well. We'll try to answer those as we go. But yeah, Seth, I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself for those people that may be new to the channel.
Yeah, I'm Seth, Morning Tea with Jesus. I'm happy to be here. And today's Cinco de Mayo. So you can celebrate Cinco
Yeah.
de Mayo now. So
Very
two
true.
holidays back to back.
Exactly. Awesome. So we had a wonderful, I just do some quick updates for you guys. We had a wonderful Wealth Transfer Summit over the weekend. The Lord really blessed that summit, and we had a great turnout of people. A lot of great information was shared, a lot of really key insight, I feel. I got a lot of great testimonials that came out of that. And what I am going to do actually, I'm going to be re-recording that content to put it into a summit that can be purchased kind of like an e-course, and it'll be broken out in sections so it's a little easier to digest, because this information was given over the 2 days, so it was over the weekend. And there was a lot of great stuff and ideas and strategies that came out of that content. The Lord, honestly, He was pouring out information to me, even still Sunday morning before we had the day 2, and I was still adding to content. So the Lord obviously blessed that in a big, mighty way, and I'm just very grateful for that. And I'm thinking this summit is probably something I'm going to continue to do on a quarterly basis and just update it with new information and new things the Lord may give, or depending on what season we're in, new strategies of what we're heading into. So I will keep that as soon as that's finished being recorded and posted. I will get that out to you guys and let you know where you can find it if that's something that you're interested. I know there were a lot of people that couldn't necessarily attend because they were geographically in different parts of the world. So the timing of that didn't work out. So I think having kind of like an e-course thing that they can watch at their own pace might be beneficial to everybody. And then also the Lord gave me an idea about translating some of this stuff into other languages. Pray for me, guys, because that's a big ask. But I think what I might be doing is translating some of this to start into Spanish. So I'll keep you guys posted. I don't know if there are many Spanish-speaking people on this channel, or maybe that have friends and family that only speak Spanish. I know I have some family that only speak Spanish, so this might be a way of also reaching some of them. So anyways, pray about that, Lord, that the Lord gives me, grace to be able to do something like this, because it's kind of a big, it's a big lift, guys. But obviously there are many people out there that this information needs to reach. So I think that's where the Lord's kind of heading in all of this. But as far as today, we've got a continuation topic that we are going to talk to, and that is what's going on right now with the markets and LUNC. So it's been pretty exciting what we've been seeing with LUNC so far. I mean, we just saw it drop a 0, guys. So let's all celebrate that. I think a lot of us, we've got some good profits going on, right, Seth? How are you feeling?
Oh, very good on that. That's actually one of my better assets right now. So when it dropped, I mean, I was losing on LUNC because I was getting in about this time frame last year, right? This is where it was at, and I was dollar collaring in here. But when it dropped all the way down, back before December of this year, I actually put a good chunk of change into it. And so now my dollar cost average is awesome right now. So I'm happy. So I can't say that about my other portfolio, like on Sheba and other stuff, but at least I can say that about LUNC. So
Yeah. No, that's great. Um, so I guess let's go ahead and head into some of the content we'll share and talk about. I don't know if a lot of you were on last week's live, but I did share some price points that I had received from the Lord regarding LUNC. I received it in prayer during, I believe it was on April 14th, and it was very quick what I received, but essentially he showed me very specific price points, and it was like a ladder going up the price points. And I believe it started out with 2 cents, it went up to 10 cents, 12 cents, and 22 cents. And then the last number that he highlighted to me was 0.000812. So, oh no, no, wait. It was 2 zeros and an 812, not 3 zeros. Apologies. Um, and that was the last number that he highlighted to me. And then he said a spike and then a run. And then I saw Sheba actually chasing after somebody and kind of nipping at their heels. And then I heard buckets and roll, baby, roll. And that was basically what I received during that prayer session. But I kind of adjusted the chart a little bit than what I shared last week, because I think it's important to talk about how markets actually do flow. And so I think when we do see the LUNC go up to the 0.00812 range, the likelihood of a correction happening shortly after that is uh, very likely. So I think the Lord was highlighting that number to me because I think he was showing this is an area where you're probably going to want to take some profits, whether it's before it hits this number or slightly around this number. This is a place that would be good to take profits because there's probably going to be a price correction. And Seth, I don't know if you want to talk into any of that. I know that you've seen things regarding like the heartbeat image you have behind you and how this ties in. Um,
we can. Should we pull up? I would like to actually just to actually go along with yours by bringing up Yoshia Journey from her
yeah.
channel, because that leads right into this. She has not been on YouTube for the last 2 years. So if you go to her channel, she's not posting anything new, but she's highly prophetic. So I would suggest going and watching some of her old videos. But she saw, like here, I'll just example, two tigers, and one was white. And this is before B&B Tiger turned white, in the moonlight going across the bridge. Which is, and then behind actually the tigers, she saw 3 Shiba Inu dogs, and one of the Shiba Inu dogs was white, which we think was Volt. The other one we think was Shiba, and the other one Sheena. And I think is very prophetic. She thought it might be white tiger moon was the white tiger type thing, and it very well could be. And that's another B&B chain prophetic coin from way back when too. But I think the Lord's so multifaceted that he can give so many different meanings even in dreams, that actually seeing the white tiger on a bridge, which the bridge you could think of XRP, or even the OG people right now, they're building a bridge to actually help B&B Tiger to software networking to actually communicate and work better too for B&B is my understanding, which all that her seeing this way back, years ago, and now it's actually kind of coming to play, and we're witnessing this, I think is awesome. So I'm just throwing that out there for that part, but we'll go to our next slide. And this is from a different video that she has. But she saw it's backwards, right? And she didn't understand why it was backwards in her dream. But she saw it go up to the 0.009, drop again, and then go up to the 5 cent type thing. She just got this little snippet and type thing, and she didn't know why it was backwards. For those who interpret dreams, when you see things inverted, that means a wrong way of thinking or timing is off. And in this case, it's definitely timing off, because it's been about 3 years for this dream before it's even happened, type thing. So I think this is interesting, and we all have had timing issues. I have had timing issues, but this actually matches like what Jacqueline has, where a run, a spike up and then a run. The same thing with the heartbeat error that I have. That the Lord keeps giving me in this, and it also matches several other people that have had LUNC dreams where it gone up to a 0.01, a penny and a half before they saw it fall. So we're all having very similar areas before it falls, and I think the Lord is giving us different price points so we can get out at certain times, because we can't have all our liquidity. There's only so much liquidity, and we need to ladder them, right? We can't have everyone
Yeah.
at 0.009, and we can't have everyone at 0.8, 0.008 like Jacqueline has in her thing. And we need to like stagger, right? And then who's ever there anyway at the beginning of the order book flow, if you're in line, right, and you're just getting your order in now, you're going to be behind everyone else. So I would change your numbers a little bit too to help to make sure your orders get in. You don't want to be copying someone else, especially like I've had orders for over 3 years in LUNC at around this price points that I'm laddered in from 0.002 on up to 0.015. Now I'm trying to go. I've got some other prophetic people that are talking about penny and a half, but you can find them online too. I'm forgetting the guy's name.
Yeah.
But just to
That's
speak in that Jacqueline's seeing the same thing that other people are also seeing too. So
Yeah, and that's a good point. And so the other thing I will say about price points, having them be a little bit more specific, like it could be very helpful. So instead of it just being like a 2-digit number, make it like a 5-digit number or a 6-digit number. Have it be really specific so that the likelihood of other people having orders in at your exact number is probably going to be much lower. Um, but also, I one of the strategies that I have, and that you may want to consider is if you're on Kraken, Kraken allows this. It's what's called a take profit order. So it's a little bit different than a sell limit order. And what it does, the take profit order, once your price point is hit, it will convert your order into a market order immediately, and then it'll fill at the next best price of what people are buying at. So your order could fill higher than what the price point is. Like if it's doing a quick spike up and there are people buying, you might actually be able to sell at a higher price point than your order was actually placed at. But also, the good thing about this is if there is like a quick spike up and it's going so quick and then there's a quick correction down, sometimes the limit orders can get missed. If there aren't enough buyers there buying at your specific limit order, your limit order may not fill. So if you have a take profit order, it'll convert it to a market order and it will just sell at the next best price where there are buyers. So it may be a little bit under whatever order that you had placed, but at least the order will fill and you'll be able to take some profits. So that might be a strategy, something to consider.
yeah,
Um,
you just dropped a lot of wisdom there. So I'm hoping people are picking it up. So
because I feel like some of the movements we could be seeing is a spike. And spikes are really fast movements. And I know that there have been people that have seen issues with the exchange, like they couldn't get their orders to fill. And that I think is indication of liquidity, right? There aren't enough buyers. People aren't buying. So there's a liquidity issue there. And so I think too, that's why the Lord is giving wisdom to sell around some of these price points, because it'll be underneath where it is going to be spiking up to. So the likelihood of you being able to get in there and have your orders fill is probably greater. He's warned me, especially last year, about not trying to time the top, so to speak. Like just be grateful you're getting in there and you're getting to take some profits. Because when you do try to time the top, sometimes that's when you miss out and there are issues and you can't really, technology's not working right.
yeah,
Um,
better have some than trying to be greedy and not getting anything at all. So
yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. And then it was funny just the other, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was the day before yesterday. I was talking to someone and we were like, should we take some profits on this right now? Because this is doing really well. And then I think it was like the very next day, LUNC went down. So if we had sold some and took some profits, we could have bought back in the very next day and probably multiplied a little bit, but we both ended up riding it out. So it is what it is. But it's that thinking, right? You don't have to sell everything you have, but think about strategies of where you can multiply. And maybe when we start okay, 20% that you're going to, and then that cash waiting for when there's a recovery, because a lot of times there are a decent recovery. Sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's more than that. But still, that's an opportunity to be able to buy back in, and you're multiplying at least as you go, which is the whole point of what we're
Yeah.
doing.
And those are in other countries that can actually do the perpetual contracts, and can margin, up to like 3 on LUNC or whatever on certain exchanges, certain foreign exchanges you can. So they can get a multiple of 3 during this run, which is a little, better than what we can get here in the U.S. But
Amazing. Yeah, that's great. The other part of this slide that I want to point out is Sheba. So in the word that I received, I saw Sheba kind of nipping at the heels of somebody that was walking away. So again, this is my interpretation, but I think there have been a lot of people that have received similar confirmations about this. I think Sheba could run along the same time as LUNC, whatever it's going to be doing these moves, or it'll be slightly delayed and just right after it, like literally nipping at the heels of what Luna is going to be doing. I don't know that it's going to go up to the same heights that LUNC may do, but the price points, people have seen Sheba hitting price points of over a penny, over 10 cents. They've even seen it at $1. I don't know if we're there yet. I'm just sharing on the screen price points that I saw last year. And that is 4 zeros and a 2-2, 4 zeros and a 3-3, and 4 zeros and a 4-4. So interestingly enough, and I didn't know this at the time, but we had a friend who does technical analysis, and he actually mentioned that these 3 price points line up with Fibonacci numbers. So I don't fully understand all the technical analysis and how the Fibonacci stuff works, but I thought that was very interesting. Seth, I don't know if you want to add anything to that, but
yeah, those are areas of support and resistance. So as it's breaking through it, it'll be a pause usually there, or a retracement in those areas is what usually happens. So it could be exactly where you could pull a little profit, and usually pullbacks are about 25 to 50%. So that's when you see it pull back, that's when you'd want to buy in again around the 25 to 50% range. If you're going to be trading, I guess, if you can ride through it, for those who are investing that just want to ride through it and not have to worry about it. But some people love to trade. So yeah, those are awesome prophetic little ladder points, right? Of knowing that someone who knows nothing actually gave Fibonacci numbers is great, right? I mean,
yeah, that's true. And it's smart of the Lord to do that, because someone that doesn't really know or understand those things, when they get it's like, it makes you feel good, because it's like, okay, that really was from the Lord. Oh, this is making sense technically. That's really cool. I thought it was weird. I was trying to decode the numbers because I saw them. It was like double digits of the same number. I was like, okay, well, do these numbers maybe represent something else, like a meaning? Because numbers have meaning in the Bible. So I was thinking maybe it had something to do with that. But anyways,
it probably does. It could be multifaceted. I mean, that's our Lord, right? He's good like that.
yeah, very true. But the whole point here, guys, is just strategy, and use your wisdom and discernment. And right now, I feel like the Lord is really encouraging us to multiply our talents. So this right here, what we're showing you guys, is a strategy for you to do just that. And these are some areas when you see some of these numbers, why not allocate a portion of your holdings and take profit and then buy back in at the dips? And that repeating that strategy over and over will help you to continue to grow what's in your baskets. So awesome. And then I guess touching on the buckets, and he said, roll, baby, roll. So he's talked to me a lot about buckets and baskets and um, the rolling of profits, like rolling from one bucket into another bucket and just kind of pouring profits into other coins. And I'm kind of seeing now that there may be a pattern that's coming up that we may see the fulfillment of very soon. So last year during this time, I believe it was in April or May of last year, he showed me a tsunami wave. And that tsunami wave basically was, it included a couple of different coins, but XLM was a big highlight of this dream because he showed me, and sorry, I'm going to move my camera a little bit. He showed me XLM plummeting down to 11 cents. And I believe at that time XLM was doing pretty good. Like it was up pretty well. It may have been in the 30 or 40 cent range. I can't quite remember. Um, but I saw it down to 11 cents, and then it was almost like a shoot up to $2. And it was like a rocket ship. It was a huge rocket that took off. Um, we are not far off, guys, from seeing XLM at 11 cents. I mean, it's sitting at 15 cents right now. So it would not take much for it to go back down to its original price where it had been sitting for a long time at around 11 cents. I don't know the timing of this, but it may very well be that we could use some of our profits from LUNC and Shiba and pour it into these buckets. And he had given a strategy during that time of XLM, XDC, and XRP. So I think what he was showing at that time is that XLM and XRP would run together, but that the beginning stages of that run would be a greater multiplication that would happen with XLM versus XRP. But there was a strategy somehow of at a certain point, once XLM reaches a certain price point, which may very well be around the $2 range. And mind you, I saw it going above $2, but I think there's going to be liquidity issues above $2. So he warned during that time, don't try to price the top. You need to pull out here because you're going to have troubles pulling out up here. And he said, don't try to time the top, take profits, roll it into XRP because I think XRP is going to have a breakout and then a big run where you could have a 2-time multiplier, maybe even more than a 2-time multiplier after that. But somewhere in between the XLM and the XRP thing, I think XDC is also going to run. So pray into this, guys, on how your strategy is and how you want to do this, if these are even coins that you feel led to invest in. But I think there could be some wonderful moves to be made here with this. And I think it's going to be really good. Right now, I think XDC is sitting around 2 cents. I believe that's where it is. I don't know. Seth, do you know for sure like where XDC is sitting at?
I thought it was around the 3 cent mark, but I have not checked it in
Okay,
probably
yeah.
a couple of weeks or two.
So it's probably like 2 or 3 cents, guys. It's pretty low right now. But I do think that this coin has the potential to have a run up above 20 cents. And that would be an incredible multiplier as well. So things to consider. I'd have to go look back through notes as far as like the prophetic price points I received with XDC. I can't even recall right now, to be honest. But I do think it's going to have a big run. And I think that we may see some type of rally this summer with cryptos. So I'm putting that time frame around maybe July into August, September range. So we'll see how that turns out. But I think right now with where we are in May, moving into June, I think this is where we're going to see some seed coins moving with LUNC and Shiba, and hopefully praying to God the Donar pumps revalue sometime during that to at least provide some seed money. I'm praying that the dinar is part of the seed money stage and it's not something we have to wait until the latter fall to receive. Who knows? We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, this is my little nuggets of wisdom I thought I would share with you guys today.
Well, just piggybacking off that, just with I had a friend that actually, and I talked with this with you last time on your live, where the 5 tornadoes I saw, and I saw Sheeb and LUNC in one of them, right? I had a friend that knows nothing, and if she's watching, Anda, hi Anda, but we were prophesying and praying together. We're doing hot seat prophecy that we were doing at our school. And she actually said, "Goes, I see you with 5 buckets." And she didn't know that I had the other vision before with the 5 tornadoes, 5 buckets. You're all being filled, and I thought that was amazing because it went right along with it. And then also the same thing. I just learned of yesterday, and I think it's really cool, and I think this will get people pumped up. Is I sowed silver to some people and to some churches back in September of last year. And then 5 months later, silver starts pumping at that point. I sowed LUNC in December then. And then 5 months later, it started pumping. I sowed dinar in February. So I'm kind of curious. Now, I'm not saying in 5 months that's what's going to happen. It could be 3 months, 6 months, 8 months. I have no idea, right? But I'm just like, Lord, if this pattern keeps playing out, this is awesome, right? So we'll have to wait and see. But I think that was awesome that the Lord is doing that. So
Yeah, no, that's really great, and I pray that pattern holds because that
yeah,
would be amazing. Because that would put dinar in July if it was to stay with the 5-month pattern, right?
yeah.
Which would be great. I know we have a lot of dinar fans, or at least people that have invested in dinar. So, um, yeah, would be pretty. It'd be pretty good timing. Let's just say that. Yeah. Um, oh, the other thing with Anda, didn't she see like a vision of you with XLM above your head? Was that
No,
her or that was somebody else?
that was someone else. That was a guy named Sean. So Sean's watching. Hi, Sean. So, same thing. We're practicing prophecy at the time, and he saw XLM, and it actually reminds me, going off your same slide that you have right here. This is a different group I was praying with, and I had a vision of XLM as a runner crossing a finish line first, and it just reminded me of XLM in it to win it.
Yes.
Meaning, to me, how I took it for the interpretation is it runs harder and faster. It crosses the finish line, and then we roll profits into others. Not that others aren't running too; they're moving. We just roll that over. XLM finishes its profit, its high point first before others. Is how I'm taking it. And historically, that has actually happened. If you look back in charts, XLM will have a harder, faster run before XRP or even XDC and all that. And if you were to take profits and roll them over into the other
Mm,
coins during its peak, you would have had another multiply of 2 easily. So,
that's a
so
good point.
I think it's he's just giving us another strategy is what he's doing. So not that it has the biggest gains. It's just saying, hey, you have a strategy here. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's exactly it. So guys, I know this is a lot of information, a lot of general information, but just be praying into it for your own personal discernment on what you should do financially. This is obviously not financial advice. Nothing we share on here is financial or legal advice of any kind, but we are just sharing information with you and insight that we have and strategies that we think could be beneficial. So take that as you will. You guys are responsible for your own financial decisions and what you do moving forward, but definitely take it to prayer and use your discernment in things that you feel led to um, be a part of your personal strategies. So, all right. Well,
just to
Seth,
talk
Go ahead.
talking to Tim's comment there about XLM going to $2 now and not 67 to 80 cents. I wouldn't be surprised if we have the waves and pullbacks, right? So I wouldn't be surprised that you have that first, the first wave, and then it would come back down again before the $2. That's how I'm seeing it. Now, how
Yeah.
that happens, I do not know. So I'm because we can be wrong in our interpretations. So
No, that is a great point. Thank you for bringing that up, Seth. The guys, the slide is an illustration, okay? This rocket ship to $2 is not saying that it's going to spike up directly to $2 and just blow through all these numbers and not have any form of waves or corrections. So that's not what I'm saying. But this is just kind of a snapshot of what I saw, that over a period of time, it's literally going to look like a rocket ship just going up to this really great number. I mean, that spread, 11 cents to $2, is huge in regards to investments and profits, taking profits. But that's not to say exactly what Seth has talked about, because there have been other prophetically gifted people who have seen um, different price points. David Williams, I think he saw 67 cents and around there. Um, or I don't know if it was Ryan.
80 cents, 80 cents, Ryan
Oh,
67 cents.
okay. I'm
So
getting those two mixed up. Sorry. So both Ryan and David, they've seen the 67 cents and the 80 cents range, which honestly may be the Lord saying, take some profits during these time periods, because there's going to be a pullback and then it's going to continue to go. Or, I mean, I don't know. We'll see how this all turns out. But essentially, I think what I had seen with the $2 range, there is going to be a recovery or a crash of some kind. I don't know. And I don't know where this falls. And that's the thing. Um, the Lord doesn't give specific timing about some of these things. And I believe he does this strategically because we are in warfare, guys. If he tells us the timing of how these things are going to turn out, he's basically telling the enemy the timing of how these things are turn out. So that's the reason why I think a lot of things we're left in the dark. He gives us enough pieces and he guides us enough in a way for us to be positioned where we need to be positioned so that we can benefit from things that are coming. But he can't give us exact timings. He can't give us sometimes exact strategies, because if we have it, the enemy also has it. So then they can counteract it or develop, they can come against it and battle against it. So we just got to trust what the Lord's kind of leading and guiding us into. Yeah.
just to also Tim's where he actually put in there David at 80 and Ryan at 67. They heard warning bells. I always took that. He said he heard alarms going off during that time with Ryan, and I always took that in as the interpretation going back to his midnight trades, that the Lord will be waking up his children for midnight trades. The alarms will be going off, right? And because we
Yeah.
wake up to an alarm. So that to me, it was all a play of words that the Lord was using with Ryan. I thought was really cool, and that's how I'm taking the interpretation. I can be wrong on that too. It can be multifaceted, where alarm something bad's happening too, and he's waking people up. So
That is true. That's a good point. Awesome. Well, Stormy, I see your question here. Will LUNC crash like Bitcoin, or is it like a hedge when the markets falls? So I think you're talking about the flash crash with Bitcoin that's been talked about. Um, I have a feeling, and this is my personal opinion, this isn't what the Lord has necessarily told me, but when that flash crash event does come, I think it's going to affect all the coins. I don't think it's just going to be Bitcoin that's affected. I think the altcoins are also going to be affected, and that would mean um, that would include LUNC and Shiba and XLM, all the coins that we're talking about here. So I think that event, when that event does happen, that's going to be a great time for, if people have cash, if they have the liquidity, it would be a great time to buy in and buy up those coins when that event does happen. I hope I answered your question. Seth, I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
speak on that at
So
all.
my heartbeat here is actually backwards um, on the screen, but it would go this direction where it kind of goes up. And I think we see a little run up, first bowl, second bowl that people see in small bowl, right? And then this is where people see where um, this big bear, right, that eats up. This goes back to Miracles in the Mud, where that bear eats up all the honey and eats up all the little rabbits, which are all the coins. This is when the fall that really happened, that big. And that's the yen carry trade, is how I'm looking at it. I think the yen carry trade is going to, that's your rug pull that Brandon Biggs saw when he, for the dinar. I mean, it's going to affect everything, anything at that point. All assets are going to have a huge fall when that yen carry, reverse yen carry trade rug gets pulled on us. And I think this is why the Lord's giving us price points to get out. He's protecting his kids. And then we get back in during this time. When that happens, we get back in, and ride it back up. So, and we make more during the crashes actually than actually the spikes. So your seed money, your LUNC, you want to make sure that the bear's not eating that, and you want to take your profits and so you can be buying down in here. And that's how I'm taking it, my interpretation. And I could be wrong. But this is what the Lord's been showing me as a heartbeat pattern. And then so I'm just trying to put the puzzle pieces together, and that's how they're falling into place for me.
That's great. No, that's a good point. Yeah, guys, definitely take advantage of the dips and the crashes, because that, I think, especially in this season, is where a lot of profits are going to be made, is the buying in of low and then watching the recovery and then the pumps up and then selling, taking profit. So, yeah. I mean, you can have the strategy of just buying and accumulating as you go and just holding, but to be honest, you may be holding for some time. You may be holding, like we may not see Shiba hit $1 or $2, maybe for a couple of years still yet. So in the meantime, why not multiply what you have now while you can? Because it kind of brings you back to that parable of the talents, right? Where the master gave each of his servants a talent according to their, abilities or whatever it was, right? Um, and when he returned, he asked, what did they do with it? What did they do with those talents? Two of his servants actually multiplied their talents. They did really well, and they gave him, the multiplication that they did. But one of the servants that only had one talent, all they did was they buried it. They didn't do anything with it. And when their master returned, they still had the one talent, yes, but they weren't profitable with it. And he called that servant wicked. Not to say that your strategy is wicked, guys. Please don't take that as what I am telling you. That is not what I'm saying. There can be wisdom and stewardship in um, buying and holding something, right? But all I'm trying to say is that there is also wisdom in taking advantage of market events that can yield you profit during some of these moves, because we know how the markets move. They move in waves. So if you're seeing something spike up, it doesn't hurt to allocate a smaller percentage of whatever you're holding, sell a little bit, hold on to that cash, wait for the markets to dip back down. And then when you buy back in lower, you can actually buy more back in than what you originally had. That's all I'm saying. And so it's a way for you to multiply as we're kind of waiting for some of these other higher prophetic numbers to eventually play out. So I don't know if you have anything you want to add to that, Seth. Or if,
Well, I can lead into. I had a vision a couple of days ago. I took some losses actually trading, and I was having a self pity party, and I talked to Jacqueline about this already, but I then learned, like a week ago, and I was watching a sermon where the pastor was actually talking about how that God is not moved by self pity, like us complaining or something like that. God does not move during that. He's moved by us being in faith and celebrating, and because celebrating Him and doing stuff is actually the sign of faith, right? And same with Thanksgiving, it means you're putting your trust and everything into Him. So me being all self pity, like why are my trades going against me, type thing. And then the Lord's like, hey, celebrate, and then I watched that same minister then at that time, and I'm like, wow, that's true, right? The Lord is not moved by self pity, and it's so easy for us to fall back into self pity at times. But so I made it a point then the last couple of days of actually for those losses that I was just praising the Lord. I was praising Him in those losses because they were big losses at the time, and I was just praising Him, like, thank you for the lessons that you're teaching me in this, and just thank you that you're in all things, even the losses. And I was just praising Him, and then He gave me a vision during that time, and I wasn't even expecting it, and I see myself actually inside the charts, and I could see the red and green candles, and they were round like PVC pipe type thing, and I reached out and I grabbed this long red one. And then I grabbed it and I broke it like a pinata or a PVC pipe on my knee. I just broke it, and then all this gold coins and money came out. So I think that actually does play with the transfer to it. Like, is this be this long red crash here when we're buying, that we will have the provisions to doing it. But He was also teaching me, I think, profound that even in loss, He will be our provider.
Yes.
So when things look hectic and what's coming up, that we can trust in Him, and that He is our provider in all things. So,
Amen. Thank you for sharing that. That's actually a really great vision that you received there. It's pretty awesome.
yeah.
I do just want to answer this one question that I see here really quickly. This person is asking, because they got in late, did you change the Luna price points from 2 cents to 0.002? Okay, guys, so I've been using ChatGPT to help me create visual slides to represent some of these things that I've been receiving. Like this slide that I'm showing you right here, this thumbnail, ChatGPT actually created it from the prophetic word that I received. So this goes to AI. AI is doing like leaps and bounds on what they can do right now. It's really great. But I asked it to change the slide that I had last week to show it a little bit differently this week, because I wanted to show some correction after the 0.00812, and then it go up to the other price points I received, which was the 2 cents and the 10, 12, and 22 cents. So when it did that, this is what it came up with. So I didn't tell it to necessarily put, let me, I didn't necessarily tell it to do the 0.002 cents. It actually just put that in there as like a breakout period. So when it does do the recovery and then it comes back up, that price point right there is actually like it's breaking out past the 0.00812. So that's all it's illustrating, basically, that this is a breakout level. And that breakout level, what that means is, yeah, there could be some slight correction or like a sideways run that could happen after that price level, but then it would break out and then it could spike up to the 2 cent range. It doesn't actually show the 2 cents on there. I don't know why it took it off, but it does have a 2 and it circles the 2 in the range of where the 2 cents would be. But anyway, this is AI. It's not perfect, but I think it still did a pretty great job of putting this slide together and making, at least visually, it makes sense. So I'm sorry if that confused you guys a little bit, but yeah, this is what I was trying to speak to, but I hope that answers your question. So no, the 2 cents is still, that's one of the numbers that I saw for LUNC, as well as the other ones that are on here, the 10, 12, and 22 cents. All right. Well, thank you guys for all your comments and questions. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your interaction, guys. Seth, is there anything else that you would like to share? Do you have anything coming up or anything you want to add?
Yeah, I'll be posting a video here shortly of a dream that I had about LUNC. And I had this dream like years ago, which is what led me to actually Money on the Move, Phil, because I did not like LUNC, because that was just time when it crashed, and I knew people who committed suicide. Same with the FTX type debacle when all that happened. But I'm going to share that on my video because it'll be long, and I need some probably visuals to help people understand it too. But the good thing is about that dream is actually playing out right now, and I did not get the full revelation of it until just a couple of days ago too. So just be on the lookout for that.
Awesome. Yeah, if you guys are not already subscribed to Seth's channel, his channel is called Morning Tea with Jesus. So
Yes.
I encourage you to head over there and check him out. He does a great job in dream interpretation, and he gets a lot of dreams and a lot of visions, and so he tends to share that stuff through his channel and stuff. Um, uh, when he gets those, and the Lord's kind of given him this gifting of, I would say, understanding dreams and helping interpret dreams, and so he does that quite often. Lots of people send, including myself, send Seth their dreams. They're like, "Can you help me understand what's going on here and what the Lord's trying to say?" But the cool thing about it too is that he'll take other people's prophetic dreams that are about similar things, and then is able to kind of paint a fuller picture and how these things all are saying similar things and kind of actually tie into one another. So I've found it to be quite a blessing. And so thank you, Seth.
And thank you. It's all the Lord. So,
Yeah. Yeah, we give him all the glory
praise.
there in
Yeah.
praise. Yeah, absolutely. Um, All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, for joining me and Seth for this live stream. If we do have anything else exciting coming up in regards to words or price points or dreams, we'll try to get that out to you guys. Um, if you are new to this channel, or maybe you're not aware, I do have a Patreon channel as well for members to join, where I do a lot more in-depth teaching and share things through that particular platform. So the link is in the description if you want to join me on my Patreon channel. I have different tiered price points that allow people to really join where they financially can. But I do have different tiers for people that maybe want a little bit more out of their subscription membership. There's an inner circle tier where we have our own group weekly call where we come together and pray for one another, and um, just have open discussions once a week. And then I also do have a mentorship tier, which what I've done is basically discounted my coaching rate. So in that tier specifically, every member gets one-on-one mentoring session. It's a 1-hour session each month, plus twice a month we'll have group calls where everybody can come on and we have open discussions and teach on stuff and work through things as a group. So if that's something that interests you, I encourage you to check out that Patreon channel. And I will have other e-course content available through there. I'm still getting it published and put out, but my 7 Keys, 7 Doors teaching series is going to be available on there to Patreon members. And then I also do plan to have my crypto courses available on there for to help people with stuff. So all right. If you haven't done so already, please like and share this live. It does help with the algorithms and gets things pushed out there to people that may need to hear about this information. And if you're not a subscriber already, I do encourage you to subscribe. So, yeah. Anything
That
else you want
helps
to
us,
add?
and it's free for you. So
That's true. Good stuff. Well, all right, everybody. Thanks for being on. I hope you have a great, blessed week. And we're on here every Tuesday.